Hello and welcome back to my vinyl collection series, and this is episode number 5. I'm pretty sure that after the end of this episode we'll be about halfway through the collection, so plenty more records to go. So let's get started with the first one here, Merle Haggard, Mama Tried. This is on the Capitol label. And it's on an orange Capitol label. I think this is possibly a repress, but I could be wrong. Here we have Dhani Harrison in Parallel. This one just came out in 2017. If you're not familiar with Dhani Harrison, that's George Harrison's son. And he had a band before this, the New Number 2. Kind of did a lot of electronic music. And this is kind of along the same lines as that. To me it sounds very similar to that. This is a double LP, and here we got a poster of Dhani sitting on a rock. And the other album, same thing. Or the other record. So after that, we get into some of my original George Harrison stuff. Now I do have, in a previous video, I have shown the George Harrison vinyl box set, and so these are all the original ones that I had before getting that. It's my original George, All Things Must Pass. Like a lot of them, the box is separated here. These boxes didn't hold up the best over the years, so yeah, it is separated from the top, which it's not supposed to be, but it's got the contents there and the musicians that contributed to the album. And then I put the albums in different sleeves, but here we got one of 3, and then the third one is the Apple Jam session, which I actually really enjoy. A lot of people don't like that, but I enjoy it. So here's Apple Jam sleeve. I have a purple sleeve and a gray sleeve. And then I'm not sure if this will all fit in the video, but got the poster as well. Set that aside. Next we got George Harrison's Dark Horse. Got some handwritten sleeve notes here from George. And we got a blue label with Olivia on one side and George on the other. And here's Living in the Material World. Unfortunately, somebody wrote their name here, but and the sleeve with the lyrics. And custom labels here too. And those are the only ones I have on Apple, so then we get into the Dark Horse years here. 33 1/3. sleeve here had the lyrics on this side. And there's the Dark Horse label. And I picked this up from somewhere. I don't know if it's a bootleg copy or what, or if it's an import from somewhere. I picked this up many, many years ago. It's a really thin paper sleeve. Some of my Beatle friends out there might have some more information on it. There's the label. So yeah, if anybody's got any info on that one, I'd sure appreciate it. And next we got Gon Troppo. Dark Horse label. I apologize if I'm going through these a little fast for some of you, but I don't want these videos to be terribly long, so. George Harrison's Somewhere in England. And it's got the same Dark Horse label, so you don't need to see that again. George doing some acupuncture there, it looks like. Lyrics. And here we have George's self-titled album. And here we got Cloud 9. See who we can spot on here. We got Ringo over here, Jeff Lynne, Elton John, Eric Clapton. And next we got the Best of Dark Horse. And I really like this album because it's got the songs Poor Little Girl and Cheer Down, which I don't have those anywhere else, so it's good to have them on there. And here's an original copy of Brainwashed. I got when it first came out. I don't know if this one's got a book with it. Basically just the lyrics and some weird pictures in my opinion, but with the, looks like the Crash Test Dummies posing there. Nice picture of George. Sleeve that came with it. Then we'll jump back in time quick and show you the concert for Bangladesh. Again, the corners of this box are torn, so not in the greatest shape, but this is a really thick book. I won't show you everything, but a lot of good stuff in there. Talking about Bangladesh, what they're raising money for there. Got Ravi Shankar doing his set at the beginning. Let's see. George. Eric Clapton there. Yeah. These come in the brown paper sleeves, the custom labels there. And that was a 3 LP set. And then from 2014 we got George Fest, the music of George Harrison. It's a tribute album. This is a 3 LP set. I don't think I've actually seen the film of this. I've maybe seen some snippets here and there. You can see some of the people that were involved here, Brian Wilson and Norah Jones. Let's see that. Not sure if I'll be able to show all this. Weird Al Yankovic in the center there. Conan O'Brien was on here. A lot of these people I haven't heard of, but Ben Harper was on there, Ann Wilson. Danny Harrison sings the song. The Flaming Lips. I'll just show you one of the sleeves here. Introduction by Danny there. Don't really hear too much about this release. At least I don't, but it's a pretty good collection of songs. So that was the end of George Harrison. So now we'll get into, here we got Heart, Dreamboat Annie. The Mushroom label. Sleeve with the lyrics. Here we have the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are You Experienced? This is not an original copy. This is one of the reissues that came out not too long ago. One thing I like about these Jimi Hendrix reissues is they come in these really nice high quality sleeves. Labels there. They sound really good too. And they're usually pretty reasonably priced. And next we got the Axis Bold as Love. This is a Newberry comic on 200 gram vinyl. So if you thought 180 gram was good, check out 200 gram. First I'll show you the sleeve here. This one's on clear orange vinyl. And this one I just picked up a couple weeks ago. It's the brand new release, Both Sides of the Sky. And this is a Barnes & Noble exclusive copy. Plenty of unreleased tracks on here that sound really good. We got stuff with Johnny Winter on there. And Stephen Stills. Johnny Winter up there. Yeah, these are on purple vinyl. It's not really going to show too well, but it's got kind of some marbling in there. The camera doesn't do the color justice. It looks a lot better in person. And next one I got is the Smash Hits album. Let's see here. This is on the Reprise label. And we have the Best of Herman's Hermits. This is volume 2. On the MGM label. Introducing Herman's Hermits. Again, the same MGM label. Here we have the first Best of Herman's Hermits. Check out these other MGM artists. The Hollies, Words and Music by Bob Dylan. All Bob Dylan covers on this one. Still in the shrink. This is an Epic. And the Hollies' Greatest Hits. Orange Epic label. And this band I don't really know anything about. It was in a collection that I picked up, the Holy Mackerel. I have seen some stuff about Paul Williams. He was a big songwriter back in the 60s and 70s. I think he wrote stuff for Sonny and Cher, among other people. It's on the Reprise label. Other than that, I've never heard of them before, so. Here we have the Honey Drippers, Volume 1. This is, Robert Plant was the lead singer on these. We have Johnny Horton's Greatest Hits, featuring the Battle of New Orleans and North to Alaska, Columbia. Here we have an original copy of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida by Iron Butterfly. Atco label. And then I also have a reissue. This one's on a really cool colored vinyl, kind of a green and purple splattered on clear vinyl. Very trippy. And here we have another Iron Butterfly Metamorphosis. Really don't know anything about this album. I don't think I've even listened to this one. Atco. This one's kind of an interesting album. It's Fade to Bluegrass. It's a bluegrass band. I think the Iron Horse is the name of the band, and they play all Metallica covers in bluegrass version. They actually do quite a good job of it. If you look up on YouTube, Iron Horse, you should be able to find some of their videos and check them out. It's pretty cool. Here we have Michael Jackson's Thriller. Don't really need to say too much about this one. Everybody knows about this one. Epic. And the only other Michael Jackson I have is Dangerous. This is a double LP. The sleeve's got the lyrics. Again on the same Epic label. And here we have, let's see, Tommy James and the Shondells, Crimson and Clover. Crystal Blue Persuasion is also on here. This is on Roulette. Then we have the best of Tommy James and the Shondells. That's also on Roulette Records. Here's the worst of Jefferson Airplane. Actually, it's their greatest hits, but this is on a cool retro looking Victor, RCA Victor label. Next I got Jethro Tull Benefit. Again, I'm not too familiar with this album. I think Teacher is the only song on here that I know. This is on the Reprise. This one's a little bit more popular, Aqualung. Lyric sheet in there. I have Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, I Love Rock and Roll. It's on Boardwalk Entertainment Company. And we have Waylon Jennings, Back on Black. Black on Black, sorry. Custom label, RCA label. And this is a Record Store Day release of Waylon Jennings I picked up on Black Friday last year. His son Shooter Jennings found a cassette tape going through some of his dad's stuff, and it was labeled, the cassette tape was labeled New Stuff. It was all unreleased songs that Waylon was working on. And this is a cool orange splattered vinyl too. Next we have Billy Joel's Piano Man. It's got a sleeve here, but it looks like it's been taped together, so but it's on the Columbia. Then we have The Stranger. Lyrics. And the last Billy Joel I have is Glass Houses. And the same Columbia label, but here's the sleeve with the lyrics. Elton John, Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. Cool label. This one also had an insert here for joining the official Elton John fan club for only $4. You get two posters, an autographed photo, a newsletter. Look at that cool t-shirt. Here we have Elton John Greatest Hits. There's the sleeve. Next up is Carole King Tapestry. A lot of good stuff on this album as well. A lot of people have this album. Well, from Carole King to Kiss, Love Gun. There's the sleeve. Casablanca label. And the only other Kiss album I have here is Double Platinum. Not sure how that'll show up, but it's kind of embossed there with the picture, guys, and the songs here. Here I have a really poor condition Led Zeppelin 1. I do have all the Led Zeppelin reissues that came out, so they all got vinyl in them, so I'm not too concerned that this isn't in good shape. But then we have their fourth album. The lyrics to Stairway to Heaven on it. And here we have Houses of the Holy. lyrics. And here we have, I think, a one-hit wonder, the Lemon Pipers, Green Tambourine. This is on Buddha. Next up we have John Lennon's Plastic Ono Band. The white apple label. Okay, so unfortunately I had just a few records left to go and my camera decided to stop on me, so hopefully I can splice this back in there so I can finish off this episode. The next one I had was John Lennon, Imagine. And I don't have the original sleeve for this, but it is on the Apple label. And the next one is the John Lennon Collection, the Greatest Hits compilation. 1982, I think it says it was released on Geffen Records. And the sleeve has got the lyrics on one side and the picture of John there playing his guitar in bed. This one is a 3-song EP. It's still sealed actually. I've never opened it or listened to it, but it's Elton John featuring John Lennon. And it's got live versions of I Saw Her Standing There, Whatever Gets You Through the Night, and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I'm not sure where this is from. It's a Super Sound single. I thought it was maybe from Germany. Yeah, it says made in West Germany. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'll ever open this or not, or just leave it the way it is. And then the last one I got, it's not an album, it's a single from Julian Lennon. Maxi single. And it's the Too Late for Goodbyes. Side A has got the extended special mix, and then side B is the short version along with the song Let Me Be. So that does it for episode 5. I hope you enjoyed everything I had to show here. Stay tuned for next episode, episode 6, and we'll go through a lot more. Take care, everybody.